Mine won't be put on silence, not because I'm a doctor, but because I'm waiting for Cheryl Cole to phone me. I've been waiting for 5 years. There's no fire alarms planned for tonight, but as I always say to everybody, if you do hear the fire alarm ringing, please don't follow me. I'll be running towards the kitchen to rescue the food. On a more serious note, the fire exits are situated towards my right-hand side, God forbid the fire alarms do sound. That's the house rules, so I'm going to start proceedings by calling on certain guests to say some lovely things about Joe and about welcoming you. But can I first of all say that role models are very important when it comes to empowerment. And I'm not going to stand and give you all a lecture about PC-ness or women's equality or anything along those lines. All I will say to you is we often hear criticisms in Western countries particularly. In the third world countries it's not acceptable, it goes to territory where there's a lack of education. But when people talk about the glass ceiling effect in England, I think it's very heartbreaking since we educate the whole world about equality and diversity. And I think today, South Yorkshire's recruitment of the Assistant Chief Constable from a female rank speaks volume. It corroborates a lot, and it speaks volume for all those young ladies sat here today who have done so much throughout their course of their lives to bring to the forefront this argument that sexism has no place in a modern society. And I look upon Cheryl here, before I call upon my speaker, and say, I've known this young lady, she's still young, when I was at college, and such is the role of women in our lives that she used to pull my ears and say, get out the canteen, stop flirting with the girls, and get studying. And for me, that just pinpoints the role you all play in different departments of people. I'd like to call upon my first speaker of the night, ladies and gentlemen, and I call upon him for seniority purposes, but also with due respect. We did ask representatives from Her Majesty the Queen to join us today, direct from Sandringham House, and I'll tell you why we asked them to join us. 3 weeks ago, our lovely Sergeant Hussain here organised the first official royal baby party, which was attended by some of you here, but most importantly by Mrs. Louisa Basir. So touched were representatives from the Queen's Office and City Council that they have now actually put an official letter of commendation in for Sergeant for getting together over 400 people, half of whom were non-Muslims, into one hall during Ramadan to celebrate the royal birth. So can we have a round of applause for Sergeant first of all? And since I drifted away when calling upon my first speaker, can we have a generous round of applause but a standing ovation for Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant David Moody.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a delightful surprise to be asked to speak. Does that often happen to you as well? May I first congratulate Utra and his team for having had this splendid idea, which I'm totally in favour.